Hello. It is Friday, the 7th of August, and I am in the city centre. I thought today I could take you along in a day in the city, in the middle of the Fringe, as a local who doesn't yet hate the Fringe. It's generally the case that if you live in Edinburgh long enough, you will come to absolutely hate the Fringe and the entire month of August because of how intense the city gets. Exhibit A.
This is my job. It's been my full-time job for 3 years, and I'm very proud to say that. But it is my job, and no one pays me to be here. Not the alcoholics. Not the Fringe.
All of this is not normally here, apart from during the Fringe. And it's generally a case that locals end up absolutely hating the city they live in during the Fringe because of how chaotic it gets. We've obviously only just moved, so although I am a new resident, I'm a resident nonetheless. And I don't hate the city yet. In fact, I absolutely love it. The Fringe was something that I looked forward to. It was a highlight of my year every single year. I would come up pretty much every single year. We have family here, and we would come and spend a week here in the Fringe, soak up all the absolute chaos and carnage that goes on during this time. And it was always something that I looked forward to. And now that I'm a resident, I want to enjoy it and appreciate being able to live here and experience the Fringe from start to finish for as long as I can, for as many years as I can. So I thought in this vlog I'd take you along with me for an afternoon of being in the city, being in the centre during the Fringe, as a local who enjoys the Fringe still, because there's probably not a whole lot of that sort of content going on at the moment. It's all very tourist-based content from people who are visiting. So hopefully this is a little alternative video to watch for you if you're interested in life in the Fringe, or life living in Edinburgh during the Fringe. So I'm going to take you to a few spots that I like in the centre. They'll probably be absolutely rammed, as everywhere is during the Fringe, but here's hoping. So we're going to head for some lunch now at one of my favourite little cafes on the grass market. If you're ever looking for a good night, Finnegan's Wake is where you need to go on Victoria Street. Such a laugh. They always have live music. It's quite like a dingy, dark vibe, but it is such a laugh. And they do great baby Guinness. And this is where we are heading, right on the edge of Victoria Street and the grass market. Oh, I think we've got some performers going on around here. Little juggler going on. Right, let's go have some food. Hula! This wind is not doing my hair any justice at all. I have been coming to Hula for, I don't even know how long, 10 years maybe? What would that make me? 17? No, longer than that, since I was about 13, 15 years maybe. And it's one of my favourite centre of the city spots for lunch that is not a chain. but it's also not massively overhyped. There was a little bit of a queue before I could get a table, but I was in the queue for maybe 5 minutes. And it is literally on the corner of the Grass Market in Victoria Street, so it is in a very central location, so it's no surprise that it is generally very busy during the Fringe, but it's not necessarily a TikTok viral spot yet, or like a hotspot, or a chain, so it's still got a really nice feel to it, and they do very classic lunch and brunch options. They used to do, which they don't anymore, it was such a good deal, they used to do a big bowl of soup and a really chunky half sandwich on the side for like £8.50 or something. I used to get that all the time. I don't do it anymore annoyingly, but they've added some more options to the menu since I last came. I haven't been for a few years actually. And yeah, it's just a really lovely spot in the centre. So if you are doing like shopping, if you're on Victoria Street, if you're on the Royal Mile, it's a lovely place to come for lunch or brunch that's like central without feeling too overwhelming. Would recommend. So not only is it the Fringe this weekend or this week, Oasis are also in town, and whoever organised that for Oasis to come to Edinburgh in the middle of the Fringe, they wanted to cause carnage. Okay, lunch is done. Had a salmon poke bowl, which was huge. Now I'm going to head down or up Candlemaker Row, which is a street sort of in between, off of the Grass Market and up towards the Royal Mile. And it's got some lovely little independent shops up this row. So I'm going to go have a little mooch around there. Edinburgh during the Fringe is one of those things where somebody could be walking around in their fucking, like a swimsuit or a dressing gown, and you just think, oh yeah, they're just part of a Fringe show. They could have absolutely nothing to do with the Fringe show, and that just be how they're walking around, but nobody would blink twice in the Fringe. Outside the Fringe, a few blinks, but in the Fringe, no blinks, no second blinks will be going on, because it's one of those things where genuinely in the Fringe, anything goes. Absolutely anything goes. So something you can do on the Fringe app, which I absolutely love, is on the homepage there's the Nearby Now button. and you click it, you can see what shows are on where you are at that point, because obviously the entire city turns into a venue basically. So you click on the nearby now and you can see what shows are on sort of within the next 20 minutes near you. So I have just booked a ticket for a show called Going Soft at the Underbelly in Cowgate, which is just up here where that arch is. And I don't really know what it is, never heard about it, but it was the next show on, and that's the beauty of the Fringe, is that you could see, like, you could book something completely last minute and it'd be one of the most incredible things you've ever seen in your life. You could be anticipating a show that you've wanted to see forever and it'd be a bit shit, and everything in between. It's great. So I'm going to go watch Going Soft and I'll tell you what I think afterwards. Okay, let's talk about that show. So, as I was saying beforehand, there are some shows that you see at the Fringe which are unbelievable, and you sort of luck out. You luck out on finding something random that happens to be incredible. That wasn't that wasn't one of those shows. It was fine. So another thing with the Fringe is, you could be in a venue that seats 70 people and be one of 5. I was one of 5 in that venue, and could be worse. You could be one of 1. You could be the only person in that venue. That's when it gets really awkward. But that's also the beauty of the Fringe, that because there are mountains and mountains of shows on all the time, all day, every day, there's an overwhelming amount to see. Some shows will just get 3, 5, 6 people in at a time. Anyway, I was one of 5 people, which definitely didn't help, because it was a comedy show, a comedy play, sorry. And obviously it fell very flat a lot of the time because there weren't enough people to find all of the jokes funny. It gave A-level drama style in terms of, the actors were great. And the piece itself had some really, really good moments. There were quite a few cringe moments, but there were some really good moments. There were a couple of good jokes, but I think the thing that let it down the most, well, not let it down, but the thing that was such a shame was that it was in such a deep Glaswegian accent for the entire time that a lot of it went over all of our heads because none of us were Glaswegian. We couldn't understand their Glasgow lingo, a lot of it. So that was the toughest bit of it, was that there were obviously some really, really funny jokes in there, but a lot of it we just couldn't understand because none of us were Glaswegian. Well, at least I don't think any of the others were Glaswegian because they weren't really laughing at much of it.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, I'm being surrounded by children. Just had a load of French school kids around me. Anyway. That's the joy, that's the beauty of the Fringe. You'll find some gems and you'll find some shows that you think, probably wouldn't have put myself through that hour if I knew what was coming. And there are some shows that you want to exit the building as quickly as possible from. That wasn't the latter, that was the middle. But yeah, that's the beauty of the Fringe. How many times can I say beauty of the Fringe? Anyway, I'm off to go grab a coffee. I think I'm going to try and get a spot in the Hideout Cafe, which is just off the Royal Mile as you walk down a cut through to Victoria Street. So I'm going to go have a little coffee there and talk you through my 2025 or 2026 Lionsgate Portal entry. Now, if you are into manifestation, universe energy, woo-woo, then stick around. If you're not, stick around anyway, because I'm going to get this video uploaded on the 9th of August. It's currently the 8th of August today when I'm doing it. But you can still get involved on the 9th of August with the Lionsgate Portal. So I'm going to talk you through that now, because I'm going to go find a cafe and do my diary entry for 2026. So the Lionsgate Portal is an annual spiritual alignment peaking on the 8th of August, so 8/8, when the sun in Leo aligns with Sirius and Earth. You don't really have to remember that bit. This date is seen as the most powerful moment for manifestation and spiritual growth, with the 8/8 symbolising infinity, abundance, and cosmic balance. So this process is about manifesting for the year ahead by writing a journal from the 8th of August the following year. To start, I read over the journal entry I wrote this time last year, describing how my life was going to look a year from then, aka today. And about 85% of that diary entry is now my reality, and I truly have this exercise to thank for that. The exercise allows you to envision exactly what you want your future to look like, giving you the ability to act with intention day to day to lead you to that future. Then I start on my 2026 entry. You need to write as if your future goals and desires have already happened, that you're already living the life you're visualizing. Write in the present tense. I'm writing this whilst getting ready for the job that brings me daily career satisfaction. And describe what that job looks like in detail. Describe exactly what is bringing you joy each day. Whether it's that you have time in the morning for a walk and a coffee with your partner, or that your commute is only 15 minutes, which opens up more time in your day. The key to this exercise is being as specific as possible. Picture the ins and outs of your future life with so much detail that you can create as clear an image in your mind as possible. Infuse gratitude into the entry. Thank the universe for what's already yours, reinforcing the belief that these things are on their way to you. Like I said, I have my diary entry from last year to thank for what my life looks like now. Obviously, I did the work to get me here, but this exercise provided me with the direction and purpose behind each day between then and now. Even if you don't believe in manifestation, just give this exercise a try. You might surprise yourself with the impact it makes on your life overall. Jump scare. This is Ellen from the next day, editing Ellen, saying, I forgot to end that vlog last night, so I'm going to end it now and say, if you enjoyed it, if you want to follow along for more, don't forget to subscribe, give it a like if you like, give it a comment, and if you've been to the Fringe, let me know if you've ever been to the Fringe, not just this year, let me know your best and worst show that you've ever seen. And if you've not been to the Fringe but you are planning to come to the Fringe this year, let me know the show that you are most excited about. And if you've never been to the Fringe, don't intend to come to the Fringe anytime soon, comment a random fact about anything on the planet, and I'll see you in the next one.